Hi everybody, I'm Candy Gomez here at the Illinois Media School in Lombard. I am one of the newest people to join the staff here. I am a student advisor, which is really cool because what I do here is I bring all my expertise, my years from B96 Radio, WGN, Chicago Sky, currently KISS FM. I bring all that here and I talk to the kids, students of all ages, of all backgrounds, and let them know what radio is like, and just working in the media too. I got brought onto the team here as a student advisor, which is good because I like to talk. And you know, I went to college. I went to a 4-year college. It was great, but I really had a higher respect for people who were already in the industry teaching me because you could learn so much from them. That's how I feel it is. And these students here, they're just so passionate, and everyone is so supportive of each other. And working in the media, it's not always like that. So here is just a great resource of staff, student, teachers, everything here that you need. So you may come in thinking you want to go into radio or you want to go into TV, and the next thing you know, you love editing, or you want to go into being a sportscaster. We've got so many different programs here, and I think it's very beneficial too because we don't just make you choose one. Maybe you want to do TV, maybe later on you learn, hey, radio's a better fit for you. And that's exactly how the real world is too. Sometimes you've got a plan and something takes you on a turn and you could end up somewhere completely different. So here you have tons of resources to find out exactly who you are. And I kind of help you develop your creative side, your content for your shows, so forth. And I'm always here just to talk as well. Currently, I'm at KISS FM weekends and fill-in shifts. Before this, I covered every shift possible at B96. I was there for over 12 years. I started at WGN Television. I was interning there for a while. I was there for over 2 years. I was at Chicago Sky. I was the announcer, the MC of all the games. Those girls are awesome. And who knows where I'll be next? You never know where this career can take you. I'm Candy Gomez from KISS FM, and I am IMS.
Well, I got started at IMS because I really had nothing going on for me. I didn't have a job. I wasn't in school, and I was just getting out of my other school. I knew I wanted to go into broadcasting, but I didn't want to spend too much time in college. I'd already spent about 4 years, and I was like, I really don't have that much time to just play around anymore. So I really wanted to get into the business, and I had a friend, and he went to the school, graduated, and I saw he was already in the business, and everything was happening so quickly, and I went to him, I was like, hey, how did you get started? And he said, at the time, Illinois Center for Broadcasting, and I was like, all right. So I looked into it, went on a tour, and it changed my life. It really did. From the start, literally the first step I took into the place, you felt the energy in there, and so many positive vibes coming from everywhere, and that's just the first time you step into it. And then you get started into it, and you're learning from industry professionals, you're learning from some of the best to ever do it, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting here in front of people that I grew up watching, and just going through that process, man, that whole year was the time of my life. I was super duper busy, but it was so much fun. Got an internship right away, was actually in a real radio station, and I saw my dreams coming true right before my eyes. And what's awesome is that I love the school so much, I couldn't leave. Graduated, and I'm still there now. I'm working with the
football around the world. I'm Michael Heim, and with me is Mark Kernicki, and today is a very special show. Today is a Triumph Interviews. We have 3 championship winners from the 3 indoor leagues, the IFL, the CIF, and the NAL. Very excited. If you guys want to tweet with us live, it's hashtag IWF365. We'll talk to you live.
I'm challenging everyone to watch the entire show today.
See, that's official right there. But Mark, just real fast, why is today so special?
Well, tonight we have Derek Ross, the boss. He's going to be joining us. He's a legend in the Arena and Indoor Football League, and he recently just won his first championship in the National Arena League. And then after that, we're going to be talking to Chris Dixon II, who actually won in the CIF 2 weeks ago for the Texas Revolution. And then we're going to end the night off with the MVP of the IFL, Justin Shirk, who is the linebacker for the Arizona Rattlers. It's going to be a great show.
All right, we're going to take a 1-minute commercial break, and we'll be back with Derek Ross of the Jacksonville Sharks. Stay tuned. Steve covering pro football around the world, and as we promised, we have Derek Ross of the Jacksonville Sharks joining us. Derek Ross, thank you very much for coming on in.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
So the reason we have Derek Ross on, not only is he, I keep saying Derek Ross, it's a good flow to name. Not only is he an NAL champion, he is an AFL legend.
Yes, all-time leading rusher. Been in the game quite some time. I've had an opportunity to watch you from the Philadelphia Soul personally to your days with Jacksonville Sharks currently. We're excited to talk to you about that entire journey, but let's talk more about the actual championship game that just happened.
Yeah, it was a great championship, man. I mean, it was a great championship run this whole entire year. I was fortunate enough to play with some great guys on my team, and we just got the win. You know what I mean? There was a lot of adversity on our team this year, but we overcame it, and unfortunately, most definitely got the championship.
Well, we don't want to go too much into the negative, but there was some controversy. There was a coaching change.
Yep.
During an undefeated part of the season. And then towards the end, last game of the regular season, the Monterey still came in and took a W on the home field. We were wondering, did that loss on the home field give you guys the extra push? Because you guys look stellar in the playoffs.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was actually my fault, man. You know, that W that they got, I was on the 1 yard line, and they cut me, and I tried to jump over them, and the ball came out, and they sealed the victory. So, you know what I mean? It definitely helped us. It helped us going into the playoffs run because everybody had to get better. You know what I'm saying? They know we are beatable. It was too close. The game was too close. So everybody stepped up their game. I say that was actually a benefit for us losing that last game.
We actually talked about that on the show. It's kind of like, get that one loss out of the way, and now we can focus on winning again, and you got that bitter taste in your mouth, and you don't want to taste that ever again.
Exactly. That's why everybody stepped up, and, man, defense definitely stepped up and got the victory for us in the championship game.
Well, you were able to get revenge on that team, the Monterey Steel, the next week, and then you guys met the Columbus Lions in the championship game, and that was a great game. It went down to the final seconds. I was holding my breath.
Yeah, my heart was racing at those last 3 seconds were left on the clock. I'm like, man, they're going to be able to pull this off. I was really rooting for you guys.
And you did. You pulled it off. What did that feel like to get that championship ring the first year in the National Arena League?
Man, honestly, to get a championship, first time ever for me, man. And it was like amazing. It was an amazing feeling. And I still haven't came down off the high yet. I've been playing this game for so long and never to get a championship and got every accolade there is out there, but not the championship, which is a team game. And that was like just the most memorable season I ever had, man. So it was amazing. Like I said, I still haven't came down yet.
And you guys weren't just facing pushovers or anything. That Columbus Lions team, that is a good team. Lehigh Valley's up there, and the Monterey Steel obviously is a great team.
That Columbus Lions team, they coach well. They got a great organization. I mean, that coach they have up there is like one of the best, so they're going to coach them guys to be good. And I'm looking forward to next year possibly to play them again.
Oh, you
Oh, thank you. You already answered one of our other questions for us. We were hoping that we'd see, the big boss of Rosser back in business next season. I wanted to make sure that was the case.
Yeah, right now, as of right now, I think I'll play one more year. I don't want to end it on such a high note, but I know everybody's telling me and asking me questions, but I still haven't gave my official answer yet. But as of right now, I'm coming back. I still have a love for the game, man, and I almost like the guy MVP last year, so I still got it going on.
Well, you still have something to contribute to the game, that's for sure.
Well, also, I want to ask you, the Jacksonville Sharks, longtime AFL team, switching to the National Arena League this year. What was that like? You're with the same team, but everything else is changing around you.
Well, it wasn't too much change because, like I said, Jacksonville is a first-class organization when it comes to treating their players right. So it was just a blessing to be on the team. I decided to stay because I always been a loyal player to my teammates. To my organization. So I just decided to stay, and I understand what they was trying to do. Why not try to be the boss instead of an employee? So I totally agree with that.
Absolutely.
Well, I was wondering if we could just rewind a little bit. So you actually were with the Kansas City Chiefs in the 06-07 for a little while. What was that process like coming out of Blinn College?
I went to Blinn, and then I went to Tarleton State
I can't
for
remember
2 years. Yeah, with because of my grades or whatever. But I broke every record in Tarleton State, and I actually made them come find me, because I wasn't taking notes of having a chance to get to the NFL. But once I got there, man, I had to beat out a lot of great backs. You know what I mean? Quentin Griffin, who went to Oklahoma, who had a great stellar season with the Denver Broncos. They had drafted him because they didn't know anything about me. But after coming in at number 7 as a running back, I earned my way to that number 3 spot, and they kept me. And man, you have no idea the feeling just to be in that locker room. My locker room was my locker room, and then one was open space, and then it was Tony Gonzalez. So I got to really see how a professional acts in every day and how he did things. So it was just amazing, man. Everybody treated me good. I mean, they didn't understand what college I went to, but they were just like, huh? What college? And, they all put in, man. They invited me out. They let me do things. It made me really feel a part of them, man. And that was amazing.
Yeah, Tony Gonzalez, everything I've heard, just seems like a stand-up guy, future Hall of Famer. So what a great guy to be able to play
Actor.
with.
Now he's in some movies.
Yeah, man, he was a great guy. Well, one of the best human beings I had to encounter to meet in this football world of mine.
Well, you had some other transitions after that with not only NFL Europe, but CFL as well. Explain to us about those experiences a little bit as well, if you don't mind, because that's kind of what we focus in here on at I Want Football 365 is the journey of each player, not just, what college to the pros, but there's a little in between here, too, that most people don't understand or, realize.
Yeah, man. I went after the NFL. During the NFL, actually, I went to the NFL Europe to Cologne, Germany. And, man, it was like, that was a great experience. I went to Cologne and went to see the cathedrals and how everything works over there in Germany was amazing. Football was amazing. What was that?
How's your German? Did you ever pick
It's a little good. I forgot a little bit of it, but I still got a little bit, that I can understand a little bit and I can talk just a little, but it ain't fluent, but it's good enough to get around.
You're offensive MVP, so you did a great job over there. You didn't just play and have fun. You dominated.
Yeah. I went over there and I got MVP along with JT O'Sullivan. So, yeah, I put up numbers like, they were just amazing. The Kansas City was so proud of me, you know what I'm saying? They just didn't understand that my heart was bigger than what they thought that I could do, man. They was always calling me when I was over there, like, man, you still putting up good. No, you doing good, man. It was just a blessing. All this traveling and everything was just a blessing. And then I got to CFL, Montreal, and Winnipeg, got contracts for them. And then it just the experience, man, of just traveling all over the world. It was just amazing, man. I got coached where I got cut by I think we went to the Chicago Bears in Montreal. And I didn't really, CFL just wasn't for me. so I have to find another route. You know what I mean? Because I still love the game, and
Well, you
just
did.
so happen
You just ripped my heart out as a Chicago Bear fan. I don't know what these guys are doing here and why they didn't keep you here. I'm from Chicago, Derek, so you just killed me inside. I was like, why these guys they can't assess talent for their life. I don't understand it. That's another show altogether.
Well, as a Packer fan, I am kind of glad. I would like. I don't want my voice facing. But you did find another route, and the San Angelo Stampede Express, one of my favorite team names ever, of the IFL, you joined them, and you got Rookie of the Year right away. Well, I guess right away has to be. Right?
Yeah, I got Rookie of the Year that first round. I was actually going to give it up, but I decided to play one more year, and the girl at the time told me, if you don't get an accolade, just give it up. That means you're done. So I went in and had a great season and got Rookie of the Year. And my band coach, Coach Dozell, say, you want to continue playing? I say, why not? He said, let's go to the AFL. And I'm like, okay.
So that's how you. And how did you find out about the IFL originally? What was your transition from? Oh, I'm thinking about maybe not playing to now all of a sudden I'm playing a pro game that has completely different rules.
Yeah, I was just on the couch, playing Madden all the time. I had a little money saved up, the bills was paying. But she was steady working, and I guess got tired of me she was coming home to me all the time. So she was like, once you go play football, you still love it so much. So we picked the closest team from San Antonio, and San Angelo was right there. So I just went. I just went out the. No one knew me. No one. I actually started at linebacker. And Dozell, after the first game, my head coach came to me and say, wait, you play for the Chiefs? Because the other team said, do you know who you have? You know what I'm saying? He was like, you play for the Chiefs? I'm like, yeah, running back? Yeah, no, Derek, you are running back. I say, no, because I was playing linebacker, you know what I mean? But that was the last time I played linebacker, which I got 2 sacks, by the way, in that game.
Wow.
But the next week, he put me at running back, and I never seen linebacker again. He was like, man, you should have just told us. I just wanted to start over, man. It was just, like my mom said, you started from the bottom, and then you just see where you go, see if you can do it.
Well, you got to the top.
Yeah, you got to the top, that's for sure.
Because you are still the record holder in the AFL for career rushing yards, and it's not even close.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
And if I'm,
Dozell, like my head coach, he went up with me, and he was like, Derek, you might not have good running games in this league. It's just not a running league. And I tell you, I'll show you. So my first carry, I took it for like 45 yards and scored. He said, all right, then. You know what I'm saying? It just earned me basically more carries, and I was just doing, I just did an amazing job. And I have to say thank you to the offensive lineman that blocked for me throughout the years.
And I mean, you've put the league on notice for quite some time. Like I said, I had the opportunity of following you when you played for the Soul, and I know the elusive championship. You guys kept on getting real close, and you had a great group of people up there. And then it just seemed like they broke up the band, and then the band kind of like revitalized itself back in Jacksonville. I know Tiger was with you last year, and I know you got to play with Tommy Grady as well, and just a lot of those guys came back, and you guys had one hell of a team in Jacksonville there.
Yeah, we had a bunch of good guys, but none of us could miss because everybody wanted to be the Chief and no one wanted to be the Indian. So, it's good to have a bunch of great guys on the team, because of the fans and stuff like that. But camaraderie-wise, now that I know, that's what we're a championship. So I've been a part of some great teams, but not like the team like this where everybody got along. Everybody was like fighting for that one goal. Everybody was on some individual stuff over my past year. And just from the outside looking at these guys, I can understand where championships from. It's not individuals, it's about team.
Well, there is one more thing I want to make sure. I just saw a picture of you flash up on the screen, and so we have to ask you, where did the lawnmower dance come from? I love it. I think it's great. It's original, and the way you do it is hilarious. Where did it come from?
Actually, man, I was growing up. My mom, she would let me go out on Saturday, but I would have to mow the lawn on Sunday, and I didn't want to do it, but she would wake me up around 8 o'clock, and I remember pushing that lawnmower, and my shoulders just used to move, you know what I'm saying? So one day she was out there watching me because I was tired for some water, You know what I mean? And I just started moving my shoulder. And I was like, I'm going to do that for the rest of my career. You know what I mean? It was just something that she just installed in me. It just means so much to me. But it's really a tribute to my mom, man. Just thank you for making me, you know, do things that I know that I didn't want to, but making me do it. You know, just character. That's all it is. And it's just sending a praise to her every time I do it.
So I would never guess that your lawnmower dance is really a tribute to your mother. That was not not what I guessed, but I think that's awesome.
It was just, she used to make me go out there and mow that lawn, and I hated it. And it used to always make my shoulders move as I push it. And then she was out there watching me. I just started moving my shoulders. I said, I'm going to do that for every time I score a touchdown. You know, it was just funny.
Literally,
she bust out, man.
Well, now we're talking about it on the broadcast, and I'm sure people bring it up all the time. We really enjoy that celebration. You could tell how passionate you are about the game just when you're doing that. But speaking of the game, you've had an opportunity to play at all different types of levels, from the NFL to the NFL Europe. You know, you played collegiate ball, you played at indoor football, you played at the AFL, and now you're playing in the NAL. With all these different leagues and all these different rules, what is the major difference that you found from your own personal perspective on going for every, you know, from jumping from league to league, or did it not even matter to you?
Honestly, man, through a couple of those years, I had so much focus. I didn't care who I played against. I didn't care where I played at. I was just running the ball, scoring touchdowns, and making my team and my coaches happy. I had a drive there for a moment, and it's still there, but it's not, you know, it's not as fiery as it was. It's just, I had a great, I don't know, it was just a passion and like I just went out to destroy people, running over, running past them, whatever I had to do. Because in my mind, I was like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. And I'm pissed off, and I'm just running, and I'm running hard, and I'm frustrated. It was just a lot of things that just came. It really wasn't no big difference in the rules, because my position stays the same. You get the ball and you run. You know what I'm saying? You try to get away from the defenders, and you try to get in the end zone. But that's basically how my mind was working, man. It was just kind of score.
Well, if you could give some advice to a younger football player, what would it be? To someone who's maybe not going straight to the Hall of Fame in the NFL, but maybe they are going to bounce around a little bit. What advice would you give them?
Never give up, man. This football is a what have you done for me lately kind of game. Never give up. Never get complacent. Stay humble. And always believe in God, man. Because you're going to need all that, man. Because football is a tough world. So you just got to keep on going and never give up.
Well, we just wanted to say thank you so much for being a part of our show, and thank you for what you've done for football in general. And I've got to admit, I hope you don't hang up the cleats for next year, and you are going to play for the Sharks again, because one of our goals next year is to take the show on the road, and we'd like to meet you in person.
Oh, man, that would be amazing, man. Anytime. I like you guys. You know what I'm saying? You seem like really cool guys. I would love to meet you in person. God bless you guys, and thanks for having me.
Thank you. God bless you as well. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much, Derek. Have a great night. All right, so that was Derek Ross at Jacksonville Sharks. What a great guy.
It was a lot of fun. You know, he's a hero of mine since I've been paying attention to arena football. So to be able to actually talk to him and hear his side of things and his inside stories is just a dream come true.
Yeah, when I first started learning about indoor football, which for me is very recent, Mark was the guy that really brought me into it. And I asked, who should I watch in these leagues? And Derek Ross was one of the first names he threw out. Chris Dixon was probably the second one. And Ricky Ray on the Toronto Argonauts was probably the third, because he loves Ricky Ray.
Right. We'll get him on the show soon enough.
But Derek Ross, great guy. And when he's saying that he's blaming himself for the Monterey Steel loss, no. That was not his fault.
No, it's a team game, but that just shows you the professionalism that he has, that he took everything upon himself. He took the burden, and, you know, sometimes that's what leaders need to do.
Yeah, he gave credit to other people but took the blame. So that's a great quality to have. Well, I just want to keep talking about it, but I guess we'll probably have to go to commercial break. So we're going to head to commercials now on I Want Football 365, and we will be back, and we'll have Chris Dixon on the show in a little bit.
Start with a thought. Think. Work with the client. Brainstorm. Brainstorm some more. Break? No, not enough time. More ideas. More designs. Pick an idea. Make a plan. Stop. Check the plan. Love the plan. Do the plan. Go. Draw the logo. Get some input. Scratch that. Find a new perspective. Revise some more. New logo, new design. Okay, grab the materials. Get the guys. Work. Keep working. It's all about the quality. Keep going. Finish. Polish. Get the job done. Make the client happy. Make them proud. Celebrate. Make it easy to brand their company. Mark your space, Chicagoland's premier sign company.
Hi everybody, I'm Candy Gomez here at the Illinois Media School in Lombard. I am one of the newest people to join the staff here. I am a student advisor, which is really cool because what I do here is I bring all my expertise, my years from B96 Radio, WGN, Chicago Sky, currently KISS FM. I bring all that here and I talk to the kids, students of all ages, of all backgrounds, and let them know what radio is like and just working in the media too. I got brought onto the team here as a student advisor, which is good because I like to talk. And you know, I went to college. I went to a 4-year college. It was great, but I really had a higher respect for people who were already in the industry teaching me because you could learn so much from them. That's how I feel it is. And these students here, they're just so passionate and everyone is so supportive of each other. And working in the media, it's not always like that. So here is just a great resource of staff, student, teachers, everything here that you need. So you may come in thinking you want to go into radio or you want to go into TV, and the next thing you know, you love editing, or you want to go into being a sportscaster. We've got so many different programs here, and I think it's very beneficial too because we don't just make you choose one. Maybe you want to do TV, maybe later on you learn, hey, radio's a better fit for you. And that's exactly how the real world is too. Sometimes you've got a plan and something takes you on a turn and you could end up somewhere completely different. So here you have tons of resources to find out exactly who you are. And I kind of help you develop your creative side, your content for your show, so forth. And I'm always here just to talk as well. Currently, I'm at KISS FM weekends and fill-in shifts. Before this, I covered every shift possible at B96. I was there for over 12 years. I started at WGN Television. I was interning there for a while. I was there for over 2 years. I was at Chicago Sky. I was the announcer, the MC of all the games. Those girls are awesome. And who knows where I'll be next? You never know where this career can take you. I'm Candy Gomez from KISS FM, and I am IMS.
Well, I got started at IMS because I really had nothing going on for me. I didn't have a job. I wasn't in school, and I was just getting out of my other school. I knew I wanted to go into broadcasting, but I didn't want to spend too much time in college. I'd already spent about 4 years, and I was like, I really don't have that much time to just play around anymore. So I really wanted to get into the business, and I had a friend, and he went to the school, graduated, and I saw he was already in the business, and everything was happening so quickly. And I went to him, I was like, hey, how did you get started? And he said, at the time, Illinois Center for Broadcasting. And I was like, all right. So I looked into it, went on a tour, and it changed my life. It really did. From the first step I took into the place, you felt the energy in there, and so many positive vibes coming from everywhere, and that's just the first time you step into it. And then you get started into it, and you're learning from industry professionals, you're learning from some of the best to ever do it, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting here in front of people that I grew up watching, and just going through that process, man, that whole year was the time of my life. I was super duper busy, but it was so much fun. Got an internship right away, was actually in a real radio station, and I saw my dreams coming true right before my eyes. And what's awesome is that I love the school so much, I couldn't leave. Graduated, and I'm still there now. I'm working with The Edge, theedgeonair.com at the Lombard campus. I am the assistant program assistant there, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun watching these new students come in, watching the students learn, and then they're looking up to me because I'm here working at a real radio station, knowing what goes into a radio show, and their eyes and their passion, it reminds me a lot of when I was at the school and the passion that I had, and they're working hard every single day, and it just drives me, and I love seeing that, and I love giving back. And if I'm just able to be that person for them to go to just for advice or whatever they need, I'd love to be that person, and it's an absolute honor that I'm able to hold that position for them to give them somebody to go to. I am George Norwood. I am the promotions assistant for 103.9 The Fox. I am the overnight host for Star 105.5, and I am also the assistant program director for theedgeonair.com at the Lombard campus, and I am IMS.
I want Football 365 covering pro football around the world. We should have Chris Dix in a little bit, but we do have some great CFL action this week. Now tonight is a weird week. Tonight is a weird week. This week's weird because Ottawa has 2 games in 1 week. They had a game Wednesday. They'll have another one Monday. So that's a real tight schedule.
Yeah, that normally doesn't happen when, for those of you who are used to watching the NFL, that would never happen in an NFL schedule. CFL only has 9 teams, so they have to get creative with how they do their schedule, and you'll almost see a game on any day of the week, as last night was a Wednesday night game. When do you ever see that in the NFL network?
Right. This week there is a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday game. So they go all around. And Ottawa has to play 4 games in 17 days. That is a lot of football for those guys we're going through. So their game last night, they played against the Montreal Alouettes. And here's a backstory for the Ottawa Red Blacks. They are the defending Grey Cup champion. Well, so the defending champions, the Canadian Football League. But they're 8-9-1 last year. They're not exactly cream of the crop, and they had a rough beginning this year. Winless in their first 3 games. They finally got one against Montreal, but they got another tough one coming up.
Yeah, it's remarkable that we're talking about the defending champions only getting their first win in Week 5 of the CFL season.
And Montreal's had a pretty odd season, too, because they had some real tough times, and they looked like they're going to get blown out, and they got their first win against the best team, the Calgary Stampeders, who somehow lost to the too many teams going after you guys right now.
Well, basically, when it comes to the CFL, it's not about any given Sunday, it's any given day.
Right. And so tonight's game right now, we have the Edmonton Eskimos facing the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And we'll give you the live update, the score in a minute. But on paper, this is Edmonton's game to lose. Edmonton has a much better offense. They have a great quarterback in this guy called Mike Riley. He's one of those guys that if it's crunch time, you just feel good about going with him. And Hamilton Tiger Cats, wow, they've had a tough season. they make every quarterback look like they need to go to the Hall of Fame immediately.
Well, and if that's the case, then Riley's going to eat him up today.
That's what I'm feeling is happening right now.
We actually have a live score right now. It's the second quarter. There's 8:27 left in the game, and believe it or not, we are wrong as usual. The Hamilton Tiger Cats are up 8-6. It's still early, but as of right now, that's what we're looking at. But just to interrupt things, Chris just tried calling, and so we're going to tell him to try calling again.
Yes, Chris Dixon is using the I Want Football 365 hotline, so we're excited to have him on. So this will be second for him, but I don't see Edmonton and going very far that one. But Chris Dixon, the man, the myth, the legend.
I can't tell you how excited I am for this interview. We're talking about someone who has played for a very long time, has a remarkable resume, 7 championships, and on top of it, he retired for 2 years, coached, and then came back and won that 7th championship more recently 2 weeks ago with the Texas Revolution.
Well, he was in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, come back. Let him come back.
Oh, Chris Dixon.
Chris, we got you. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm coaching as I'm talking to you guys.
Look at this. This guy never stops working. And if he's not winning championships, he's coaching up the young people right now. So what a wonderful idea to have him on the phone right now while he's multitasking.
Yo, Chris, thank you very much for calling in.
One jet. Oh, ready? Let's go. Hey, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Very good. Thanks again for taking the time to talk to us. We appreciate it. We were just congratulating you on your win from the CIFL, the CIF, I should say, for the championship with the Texas Revolution, and complimenting you on being able to multitask coaching while talking to us.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, that was one heck of a game, the championship game. We did not pick the Revolution beginning of the year to really take everything.
Yeah, we always believed in you, but I was a little shaky as to whether or not we thought Texas would actually go all the way. But it feels like you willed them to get where they needed to go.
Well, no, I think it's been all year long. We've been Revolution. I mean, we've been working hard all year long to try to get where we wanted to go.
I remember one play of that game. It almost looked like an Oklahoma drill. You were running the ball. It was a pass play. You had to roll out to the left, and you trucked that defender. That, to me, is just the definitive Chris Dixon play.
Well, I think that defined my career. I think against all odds of what I've been through, it shows who I was, my resilience. Believe it or not, I had a torn meniscus when I actually trucked that guy and a torn labrum.
Wow.
Play defense. So, I think it just showed that the will of who I am as a person. I wanted to win. I was going to give up my whole body and my whole soul to win that game. Yeah.
And you've gone through a lot of football. You have really you must love football because you started the Outlaw Billings, or Billing Outlaws, championships there, championships with the Sioux Falls Storm.
Well, then I want to talk a little bit about your journey. I mean, Chris, one of the reasons why we do the show the way we do, we've talked about it with other guests, is we like to follow the journey. Your journey is not typical of what most players are used to. You went undrafted and went to semi-pro in that first year that you played. If I'm correct, you won a championship with that team too, did you not?
Yeah. Well, no, my rookie year was 2005. I actually started in Rapid City, South Dakota. Hey, you guys, man up. And then after I left Rapid City, South Dakota, I got traded to Billings. And then the next year, my 2006 year, we won our championship, 07-08. We lost to the Sioux Falls Storm in the semifinals. And then from 09 to I left to the Storm, I won 4 championships in a row. And then I kind of went on a hiatus to the AFL. I went to the hiatus to the AFL. And then I came back to the Storm in 14, and I stayed off for 2 years, and then I came back this year.
Yeah, we actually just had an opportunity to show the replay of you taking out that guy in the championship game. I can't get enough of that play. We have 2 different angles of it, and every time I watch it, my mouth drops. I mean, the determination. I'm watching it again, and you just roll out and you like size this guy up and you just take him out. And like Michael said, that's like an old-fashioned Oklahoma drill. And then you spun that ball in front of everyone and said, "I still got it."
Oh, yeah. You know, it was just to show them guys and young guys that the old man can still play. You play.
So how did you get into indoor football? Because what was the transition from going to the semi-pro to indoor?
Yeah, I played semi-pro for a year, and then a couple of guys were moving indoors, and they talked to me about it, said I'll be a good indoor quarterback, so I gave it a shot.
Well, one hell of a shot.
Yeah, one hell of a shot. That's not just giving it a shot. You dominated. We talked about it earlier today when we were talking about you, Chris, and we talked about how winning is contagious, and it seems like everywhere you go, that contagious attitude works with the winning end of it. You did it with the Outlaws. You did it with the Storm, and you also now have done it with the Revolution. So
second down. All right, second down, guys. Hey, we got to stop them. You know, winning. You know, there's some people born to win, and there's some people that are just born to play. You know, and I just think I was one of them people who were just born to win. Here, and you back up. All right. I mean, you just find a way to get it done. Period. Winners find a way to get it done. You know what I mean? And no matter what we was going to go through this year, I promised my teammates when we got to the playoffs, we'll make it happen.
Oh, when you did, and you came out firing. It was fun to watch you. I mean, we're not talking about dink and dunk passes here, folks. We're talking about bombs that you were throwing, and those were on target all game long, and you had the beef on their heels all 3 quarters.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean. I think you can see that once we're in the championship game, I don't plan on losing. So, you know, once we get there, we just got to make it happen. You know, and so. You know, with that in mind, we just got to figure out a way to make it happen. Hey, get that 5.
Well, one thing.
You know, just like I said, go ahead, I'm listening.
Oh, one thing I want to ask is, what was that transition to coaching? So you had a great career. You had 6 championships, multiple MVP awards, and then you go into coaching. What made you decide to do that?
Yeah, hold on a second. Hey, you got to be up to 10. I don't know what made me coach, you know. I wanted to do it. I thought I could give some of the knowledge I have to younger guys. You know, some was receptive, some wasn't. Some of the guys that were receptive, they were very successful in this league. And then some of the guys who wasn't really receptive, they struggled. You know? So, I mean, I love the coaching aspect of it, but, you know, you got to be in the right spot with the right opportunity. If you don't have a veteran quarterback, that already makes it hard.
Absolutely. What gave you the itch to come back for Texas this past year? What was the deciding factor that was like, you know what, I'm going to lace them back up and show everybody that I still have it?
I couldn't hear you. Say it again, sir.
Oh, no, I was just curious as to what went into decision-making of coming back after coaching. You know, what made you want to lace it back up again and show everybody that you still have it?
I think it was more of my kids. They was talking about it, and then I got a random call one day about coming back to coaching. So I just said I would do it. So I just came back, you know, because my kids wanted to see me play.
That's amazing. Well, I hope your kids have a factor in potentially having you coming back next year as well, as we're not done cheering for you.
Good, thanks. Appreciate it. Come on here.
Well, I will say, like, when I first got introduced to indoor football was this year. Mark is the guy who really knows a lot, and he was telling me about players to watch. And you were in the first 3 he said. He's like, Chris Dixon, you got to watch this guy. He just wins everywhere. And he was right. You made a fan out of me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, like, there's just certain things, certain people, you know, you gotta get around. You know, I've been blessed with some coaches who taught me the game, who taught me everything about the game. But, you know, and so, you know, if you want to really know how I got to who I was, it was all the losing that I did when I was younger. And it kind of helped me learn how to win. So
losing is a very good lesson.
Yeah, it was.
Do you believe that coaching those 2 years helped you as a player this year?
Yeah. No, I had fun. Hey, hold on. I got to call a play real quick.
Go ahead.
This man does not stop
You
football.
know, that's one of the most interesting interviews. This guy is calling plays, talking to us. He might be getting fitted for another ring. Who knows? It's all happening right now.
Hey, let's go. Hold on. No, I'm sorry. It's time to call a play for the kids.
No, we're loving
it.
it. We're loving it right now, Chris. It's quite all right.
Yeah, so, but, go ahead. I can listen.
I guess we really just wanted to say thank you again for coming on.
Do you want to tell us what that was about?
Yeah, please. Why don't you tell us what you're seeing? Tell us what you're seeing right now, Chris. That's what we need to know.
They ball down there.
We got cameras in the wrong place.
Yeah, we do.
One of my kids just threw a bomb, man. I thought the kid had it. It's all right. Hey, keep going. It's all right.
Oh, that's good, man. I love the excitement.
Yeah, I'm excited now. I want to know what's going on over there. He's watching football, talking to us.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
Hey.
Well,
Play defense. Let's go. Hey, we need to stop, guys. Come on. We need to stop here.
Well, one question I'd like to ask is,
the battle that's going on, so y'all can get a picture of what's going on.
all right,
please.
My 9-year-old son, I'm coaching. You're going. My 9-year-old son, I'm actually coaching against him today. So the rights in the house right now are at stake.
That is great. That is great. Well, good luck. I'm sure you're going to pull it off. I mean, you're not ready to pass the torch just yet, even if it is to your own son.
No, I'm not.
That is great.
Hey, get out here. He's right there.
all right.
Good job. Hey, Ronnie, stay with him. No,
If you-
I'm battling it out with my son right now.
All right. If you could give some advice to a young football player, maybe he's just out of college, he's not drafted by the NFL, but he still loves football, what would you tell him?
Go to the IFL or the CIF and make it your NFL. Make it your life. Give it everything you got, so you have no regrets when the next time the things come around.
Well, and just to give you a heads up, I think people like yourself, Chris, paved the way for players today to be able to take these stepping stones and let them understand that these are legitimate stepping stones to helping them get their goals that they're looking to achieve.
Every
No, I
year,
appreciate it. Always. Good job. Good saving tackles. Good saving flag. Oh. No, man, I'm so, I'm grateful for that. That was my goal. I think growing up, I think a lot of guys try to, I think the number one thing all of us live for is that opportunity to be called great. But I just wanted to revolutionize something and, give other guys under me an opportunity to do what I do. And I'm happy that you guys feel I do that, and that's one thing I love. Hey, you guys, come on.
well, you definitely did. It
somebody
really
got-
made a fan out of me. And
Back
one
up,
last thing.
Back up, Brady. Go ahead, I'm listening.
If you could have
Back up,
one
ready?
rule
Back
for
up.
the indoor game or the CFL game added to the NFL, what would that rule be? Or is the NFL just all right the way it is?
I don't know. Good. I don't know. What rule would I change? You can go in motion coming down here.
Thank you. I was waiting. I wasn't going to say anything. I was at the edge of my seat, and I was hoping that's what you were going to say.
Come on, somebody, go make a play. Hey, they gotta pass it down here, okay? They gotta pass it down here. It's the fine, okay? Hey, let's go. Lock up, man to man.
Well, Chris, you've done a lot
No,
of
that was the one I want to see changed. I like the CFL. The way the CFL do it, I love that.
I agree. I think it's like poetry in motion, watching all those receivers go forward like that. But we just wanted to say thank you again for taking the time to talk to us while you're coaching. It's an honor and a pleasure. Congratulations again on winning the CIF championship game with the Texas Revolution. And we hope to see you in cleats next year. And our goal is to take the show on the road, and maybe we can meet you in person.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Have a great
All
night.
right, Chris, take care. Good luck in the win.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Right. Well, that was the most interesting interview I have ever done for any medium ever.
Period.
Only about 20 or 30 total, but I'm not sure how long it's going to be before I top that one.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. So far, we've already talked to Derek Ross. That was a fun interview for me. And then I couldn't stop but laugh a little bit and as we're getting, the excitement of a football game that's going on as we're doing an interview. Now I could say is we're about to take a break, and then next thing you know, we're going to be talking to another MVP in Justin Shirk from the Arizona Rattlers.
All right, yeah, we'll take a commercial break now. We'll be back on I Want Football 365, covering football around the world.
I got started here at IMS recently, moving back to the Chicago area where I had been living in Connecticut, working at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, had an opportunity to move home, and I wanted to continue being an instructor, and that's how I ended up at IMS. My time here, I love working with students. The key thing in this industry, whether it's radio or TV, is it's just in a constant state of change. And we always need to have fresh ideas, and fresh people bring fresh ideas. It's just a lot of different diverse thinking, and that's how you help build a show or a show unit or a segment. And I just enjoy being able to teach, maybe teach is a strong word, but instruct kids that really want to get into this business. And we need fresh ideas, and this is a great place to do that. The students here, you know what? There are students here who are fresh out of high school. There are students here who have maybe been out working in the real world, doing whatever, selling insurance, being a police officer, whatever it is, and decide that, hey, you know what? I want to give this a shot. And so they come here. So there is really no specific age range here, and I think it's great. The students are all eager to learn because they want to be here. They're not being forced to go to school here. That's a key thing. This is something you want to do, and you're putting everything you have into doing this, and that's just fantastic. My name is Dave Zaslowski. I am the executive producer for the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Bulls radio networks. I am at the Lombard campus, and I am IMS.
Welcome back to I Want Football 365, covering pro football around the world. And today we have special guest Justin Shirk of the Arizona Rattlers. Justin was in a great game a couple weeks ago, the United Bowl game, as the Arizona Rattlers went to Sioux Falls and took the championship away from the six-time defending champions Sioux Falls Storms. And to top it off, Justin Shirk was the MVP of the game. Justin, welcome to the show. Glad to have you on.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be on, man. I appreciate this opportunity.
Oh, thanks for coming in. So, what was that game like? Because you guys got out to a big lead in the first. You guys were on fire, offense and defense. The Sioux Falls Storm are still a Sioux Falls Storm. What was going through your head as that game got closer and closer?
Well, the game got closer and closer, man, I kind of had the thoughts of the Super Bowl back in the back of my mind. I'm a Atlanta Falcons fan, so it was tough to kind of watch that game as third and fourth quarter kind of rolled around. You almost had a sense that, you know, Tom Brady was going to do something with that game, and it ended up happening that way. And I knew being in that same situation, playing in the Storm this past couple weeks, you know, we couldn't let that happen. We knew we had to come close the door once the game got closer. And the defense came up with some big plays late. Offense grinded through. Sawyer Petrie, our kicker, put together a couple of nice field goals at the end of the game to kind of keep us in the lead.
Yeah, it was a great game. As you're saying, the Super Bowl did run through my head as I was watching it. Then also the Grey Cup, which is the Canadian version Super Bowl, had the pretty similar storyline. Mm-hmm. Team ran out of front, big lead, then lost in overtime. But you guys did not break. You guys bent a little bit, but you guys did shut it down, and you had a great game. The one that sticks out of my mind personally has got to be that strip sack you had.
Oh, yeah.
Where the defensive lineman got to rumble it down all the way for a touchdown. That was just an amazing play by you.
I didn't have too much into it. I mean, the biggest thing with that, with how I contributed to that play, was pressuring the quarterback, and the quarterback outside of his comfort zone, making the move around the pocket. And every one of my teammates was actually the one that got in there, got his hand in there. And I tried to dive on the ball before the quarterback kicked it out of my way, and then one of my other teammates picked it up, scooped, and scored. So as a team, you know, it's an awesome play for us, huge momentum builder, and a great part of the game for us.
Justin, when you were voted MVP of the United Bowl, what was going through your mind?
I actually had no idea at first. I was back behind the celebration, you know, getting my T-shirt, celebrating with my teammates, you know, high fives, hugs, all that stuff. And then I had a couple of people call me up to the front of ceremonies, and I was kind of confused on what it was about. And they handed me this trophy for MVP of the game, and I was just kind of caught in awe with everything. I knew I had a good game. Wasn't one of my better ones, but it was a good one, especially at the stage of the game. Being in the championship, it was definitely an honor. It was definitely a team award, though.
Yeah.
I wasn't the only one, in the backfield getting after the quarterback all game. My front four all season. I've been killing it, leading the league in sacks. And I was, just a good part of it. So it was definitely a great accomplishment and honor.
Well, you might have been the individual recipient of a team award because that defense was great. Lorenzo Brown, the quarterback of the Sioux Falls Storm, has made a lot of people look very silly all season long, but you guys didn't let that happen. But I want to rewind.
No, we did not. A lot of that was just our game plan going in. We've seen a lot of the teams kind of sit back and zone against them and not put too much pressure on them. And he kind of picked them apart and used his legs a little bit more than what he did with us. So I knew going into that game, they put a lot of pressure into him. And then we got up 12 sacks all season. I think we had like 4 or 5 or 6 sacks that game. So I think that's just a testament to our game plan, how hard we work in practice, and how ready we were for that game.
Well, I just want to rewind a little bit because you went to Bloomsburg University in Pittsburgh, a D2 school, and you had a great career there. Got 6 Player of the Year, Player of the Week awards. We did the national championship for javelin. You placed there. That was impressive. And you also were at Oklahoma as a freshman, and you placed in the Big 12 championships in javelin throw. How did you go from Oklahoma to Bloomsburg?
Well, coming out of high school, I was big into football and track. I was on top of the national ranks for javelin, which I was getting a lot of publicity for, a lot of looks for college for as well. Football, I ended up becoming All-State my senior year as an athlete, defensive athlete. And I felt like javelin kind of overshadowed my accomplishments in football. I wanted to go D1 ever since I was growing up. So it was track and field, and the accomplishments I had with that, a lot of D1 schools were contacting me. And once I seen Oklahoma contact me, I had to jump on that opportunity to go check it out. I loved the facilities when I was out there, the coach, the teammates. It was all kind of what I expected and hoped for from a Division I environment aspect. So I took advantage of that, took my javelin talents out there. It was a little bit of a slow transition. Coming out of high school, I was throwing 235 as a high school senior. I only threw 224 as a freshman, freshman in college.
Only 224.
So I didn't really progress like I was hoping for. So one thing led to another. I missed playing football. Tried walking on while I was out in Oklahoma, but they didn't give me an opportunity. So there were too many guys on the roster already in the spring that they wouldn't even give me a chance. So I talked to my family, my coaches there, and told them I need to change up what I'm doing. I need a different environment. I need to go back playing football again. That's just what I was comfortable with, happy with. And I knew when I first talked to Bloomsburg, because we had a team camp up there in high school every year for football, that they were going to be interested in me and that they would love to have me back any chance they had. So I made the call, put the trigger on that, went back in the fall of 2010 for my sophomore year there. And then it was a wrap after that.
Well, you turned some heads
took a year off from transferring.
You turned some heads up.
And got into football and track.
Because you got, with the Colts, Indianapolis Colts is an undrafted free agent, which is really impressive to us. I would say, how did that recruiting process go, talking to the Indianapolis Colts from Bloomsburg?
Well, I had about probably 20 or so of the 32 teams of the NFL come through my school over my senior year. And they were one of them. There was a connection with Bloomsburg as I believe it was the GM or assistant GM or whatever. It was a Bloomsburg alum. So that kind of helped facilitate the process. I went out, tried out with them after I had tryouts with the Buccaneers and the Patriots as well.
Okay.
I did good enough of that tryout that they ended up signing me onto their 90-man roster. And then I went into training camp with them and played in 3 preseason games before getting cut.
Well, Justin, I Want Football 365 show, we're very big on the process of following players through their individual careers and how they got to where they got to. Well, one of the things that we saw in your 2015 part of your year, you played for the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks of the AIF. Explain to us about that experience and about what was the difference between playing for the Steelhawks and then going to the Rattlers the very next year?
Well, both organizations are great. They're top of the line, help facilitate their athletes with other opportunities moving forward with their careers. Organizational standpoint, absolutely amazing. They take care of their athletes as well. The rules from when I played with when I played for the Steelhawks, it was more like AFL rules.
Oh, okay.
So instead of having an extra running back, it's a lineman instead. Whereas in the IFL, it's a running back. So the matchup in the IFL favored me a little bit better than it did in the PIFL, which I played for with the Steelhawks. Rules were similar, but in the IFL, the defense gets a little bit more freedom, which I really liked and enjoyed. So it was a nice change of pace and switch of rules this year.
Well, when you went from the Steelhawks to the Rattlers, how did that happen? How did they, find you, tape of you playing for the Steelhawks and said, we want to come check you out for the Rattlers? How did that go?
Well, I was actually going to hang the cleats up after I played for the Steelhawks. I was working my way up through LA Fitness as a personal training director, and suddenly got a call in November from the Arizona Rattlers coach, Coach Jernigan, and he said he's seen my highlight film on YouTube or Huddle or something like that for my senior year in college, and I fit the mold of the athlete they want at linebacker, and they offered me a position right on the spot there.
Wow, so they didn't even see anything from the Steelhawks. It was strictly from your college tapes.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So I see one of the things I've always talked about, and I wonder if you can agree with it. It's one thing to call up a guy who's been sitting on the couch for a minute, but you were actively playing pro football, and you would think sometimes that would take into consideration, but they actually saw old footage of you. And did they even know you were playing for the Steelhawks at the time, or?
I'm not sure. They never really explained that to me. But I let them know that that was the case there in 2016 that I was playing for them. So I'm sure that probably helped kind of ease their mind a little bit that I've been staying active and I have been playing some football in some shape or form since I came out of high school. When I came out of college.
Well, I heard that once you got the call from Coach Guy, you drove about 35 hours from Pennsylvania to Arizona. How was that road trip?
It was crazy. 'Cause in November they called me. I originally agreed to come out, and then I turned it down because I was working my way up through LA Fitness. And then I kind of kept in contact with the coaches. One thing led to another. They called me again in middle of February. Or probably, it was the beginning of March, March 3rd. They called me and left March 4th. They called me March 2nd, left March 3rd. And got to Arizona March 5th.
Well,
so it was quite a quick transition.
Wow.
Parents were pretty understanding with it. Mother not so much, but everybody was on the bandwagon.
Well, it happens
when I finally made the decision to make the drive out to Arizona and continue my football career, and I think I made the right decision. I had a heck of a year this year. I love Arizona. Don't regret one bit of it.
Well, Justin, congratulations on the United Volt MVP win and the win in general. Thank you for coming on the show, but you also are doing other things right now. You're actually about to teach a class right now before you go. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the last couple of months I got a job at Lifetime Fitness here in Tempe, Arizona. I am a personal trainer. I got certified back in February with ISA. And they allowed me to come on part-time as a trainer here, which is a little unheard of because they usually like full-time employees here and to really invest their time in the company. But they allowed me to start up part-time, which has been great. So that's been working up nice. I've been teaching boot camp classes, also one-on-one personal training. Love it. Have all kinds of types of clients, from all fitness levels. Men and women, old, young. It's been pretty awesome. Great experience. And the thing with Lifetime that makes it different than other gyms is the vast resources they have, from facilities to services, and the products we offer is just crazy. And with the personal training, we can get money from a commission standpoint from any little thing we sell. So it's pretty awesome.
Wow.
All right, Justin, thank you very much. And if you're in the area, go see Justin Shirk. He will put you in shape.
Yes, we also put up some pictures of you from your professional bodybuilding time, too, so they can see from our show that you are the real deal.
Yes. Well,
hey, I appreciate that, man. It's awesome. It takes a lot of hard work for that and playing sports. So I just hope to give my experience and my knowledge to anybody who's willing to listen and willing to make that difference in their life.
Well, here's the next question I have for you, and then we'll go. Are you ready to see you next year in a uniform?
Say this again?
We're going to see you next year in a uniform?
I don't expect to be hanging the cleats up anytime soon after this year. Playing with the Rattlers and the success I've had. I want to try to continue that and build off that as the season's come.
All right, sounds like a plan, Justin. Thank you again.
Thank you, Justin. Have a great night.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Take care.
See ya.
I got started at IMS through a good friend of mine and a colleague at 670 The Score, Rick Camp, who knew I was an instructor at other universities and knew I was looking to get into a place with passionate students who know what they want to do. They know this is what they want to do for a living, and I have absolutely found that in my time here at IMS. The students are driven, they're passionate about broadcasting, radio, TV, internet, every asset of broadcasting they are completely passionate about, and it's very refreshing for me, having come from a university where students are obsessed with their general eds and other things that distract them from their major. These students here are here for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to break into the broadcasting business, and it's some of the best and brightest young talent I've seen in my 16 years in the industry. My name is Jay Zawatsky. I'm an executive producer for 670 The Score. I'm an instructor here at IMS, and I am IMS.
Welcome back to I Want Football 365, covering pro football around the world. That was a lot of fun today, Mark.
It was unbelievable. The Triumph interviews, it was a success. It was our first time doing it, and I don't think anyone's ever done that. I don't think anyone's ever had a show where they interviewed one guy who won from each championship game, and so I think we had a monumental situation here. Derek was unbelievable. Chris was hilarious, coaching up against his son, not even for his son. And then Justin coming on board and talking to us about his career. Every interview was more exciting than the next.
I think we actually had some video of the United Bowl game. Oh, there you go right now. And this was quite the game because I'm not sure how long we'll play, but Sioux Falls Storm did not look good in the beginning, and then they looked like they could not be stopped at the end.
Yeah, it was one of those games that every game for the championship games were all great. I had an opportunity to catch a little bit of everything, and to be able to watch this game and see the Rattlers do what they do best, which is win championships. I mean, they left the AFL to come to the IFL, and they showed that they can do it on any stage.
Well, they were great in the AFL too.
Yes, they were.
They were winning champions there, and switching leagues. It's a different rule set too. And they had to pretty much start all over. Up there's Justin Shirk with the strip sack, and then he runs the ball in, just lumbers it in. Look how fast this guy comes up from Sioux Falls Storm. That guy is flying.
Well, and just to give you an idea, that's not something you typically see. I mean, we were talking about offensive guys. Derek Ross, Chris Dixon. They're offensive, people that you expect to be some of the best at what they do in the indoor and arena leagues. But now we're talking about Justin Shirk here, who was a linebacker who named the MVP of the game, and that's just something you don't normally see in the indoor and arena game. Defense does win championships. I get it, but normally these games are honed in on the offense.
Yeah, indoor is slanted towards the offense, without a doubt. But one of the things that I thought was amazing was how close this game came to becoming a Storm victory again, because they've won the last 6 of them.
Well, they were in front of their home crowd. They had that going for them, and they're confident in their own home. That's for sure. They've been there, they've done that before, but so has Arizona. Coach Guy was there, and he's not unused to these types of situations. They kept on coming back. They weathered the storm, no pun intended, and were able to pull out the win.
That pun was very intended, in my belief.
He's right.
All 3 games came down to the wire. The Jacksonville Sharks versus the Columbus Lions. That game was a 6-point game. It was only decided with about 3 seconds left off a botch snapped.
Yeah, that's something that you could say that game had you sitting on the edge of your seat till the very last seconds to try to figure out who was going to win. I was wondering if the Lions were going to pull it off, but the Sharks stopped them, and there you go. And then, of course, we all know Chris Dixon lit up, the Beef very early. The Beef tried to make a comeback, but it was too little too late. And like I said, Chris Dixon, whether he was running over people or passing the ball and bombing it downfield, he was in total control of that game.
With a torn meniscus and torn labrum, we later found out.
Yes, and game planning for to beat his son tonight.
Yes. Well, the Chicago Chaos have a big game coming up this weekend.
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, it's exciting. The Chaos look to improve to 5-1 on the season in the MSFL as we head up north to take on the Hitmen. It's going to be a great game. I expect everybody to listen in, as we'll provide you with a link on the Chicago Chaos football Facebook page and on the website.
Yeah, the Milwaukee Hitmen are 4-1. The Chicago Chaos are 4-1. Different divisions, but they should be a great game. And now we had the right graphic off, so that is.
Yes, there you go.
For.
July 22nd. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. We're going to have a great time. If you're football deprived, head on up and visit us in Wisconsin this weekend, and we're going to show you a great game.
All right, before we go, I just want to say a special thank you to a couple of people.
Yes, some of our sponsors, we'd like to thank Party Guard Tours. We make sure you don't drink and drive and plan your parties, all-inclusive parties. Please find us at partyguardtours.com. And also would like to take the time to thank Adopt a Husky Incorporated. We'll let them know, too, as that's where I've gotten 2 of my 4 dogs from, and we appreciate them. And as we had the opportunity of, working with them and raising money for the Husky Walk. Aside from that, I also like to take the time to thank Bright Star Care, as they also have helped us out over the years and are now helping us out with our show as well. Hi, Mom. And I'd also wanted to give a quick thanks to Tooker Flags, the official flag of I Want Football 365, challenge flags and penalty flags. We are the official flag of the Legends Football League and the official flag of the Chicago Chaos.
But one of the things I'm looking forward to is really focusing on the CFL, because the indoor football season was great. Had a lot of fun learning a lot of stuff. But it's like a whole new season. Well, it is literally a whole new season. The CFL, whole different rule set. Going for 110 by 65 yards out from a 50 by 25. That is a much different field. A lot to learn. I look forward to being able to talk more about the Legends Football League. Unfortunately, I haven't talked about them much recently, but that should be changing.
But we will talking about them as the Bliss are going to take on Omaha Heart this weekend. And I have some insider information that offensive coordinator Coach Matthew Pike is planning on running up the score on them. I'm looking for about 80 points out of the Bliss this weekend.
All right, well, I think that covers that for us here at I Want Football 365. I'm Michael Heim with Mark Kanicki. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great night, guys.
See you next week.